Hey everyone, happy Sunday. We bring you this abrupt start in the Link to the Past Randomizers. They're featuring the Battle of the Links, SirLinkalot versus Teknolink, both of whom are 3-3, looking to see who will finish this tournament with a winning record. I'm Drosy. Yeah, sorry for the late entry. This was a last-minute restream, but Teknolink has just picked up a bottle on Uncle, while SirLinkalot is building up a rupee hoard, which makes you wonder if Zora might be required today. Also, because of the last-minute nature, we don't have usable audio for either runners, so we're just going to be bringing you background music. Anyway, since this is a spoiler log race, the runners will not be making map checks or medallion checks, so we've already posted those, thanks to our tracker Adalor, who likewise had to get the tracker ready on very short notice. And as you can see, we're only going to need one medallion today, potentially. I say potentially just because it depends where Bombos and the Fire Rod are for which one we use to get through ice, but the only one we know we need is Quake. And interestingly, Pod is a pendant. That's always kind of interesting because there are a fair number of items in Pod, so you never know when pendant Pod's going to be required anyway. So Teknolink is farming bombs in the bombable hut. SirLink is grabbing another heart container up here in the Lost Woods. That's good to get a bit of health early because spoiler log races, it's rare to even complete that first row of hearts. You're looking for any safety that's not going to be too far out of your way. Oh, and even a second bottle. Wow. But I think both runners are going to converge on Kakariko here. So to answer a question in chat, actually I want to hold off just because I looked at the log. I know Cackwell has a lot of good stuff in it. You just saw the mirror there. 20 rupees. A glove. The powder. Another glove. That's like the craziest Cackwell I've seen in a long time. But yes, as far as how this tournament is, this is actually both of these runners' last race because you need to finish at least 5-2 to have a chance of making it into brackets. So really, they're just playing for which one of them gets to finish with a winning record. There's the Moon Pearl on Bottle Vendor, so that's Dark World access in Kakariko. And there are the boots, so fast Dark World access no less. And half magic sitting in the back of Blind's Hut, which also gives a free magic refill. But yes, so interestingly, Teknolink started 0-3 and then went 3-0 to get to this point, while SirLink had a more usual mix of wins and losses. So Teknolink's on a bit of a roll. I guess that would make him the favored runner just because he has momentum on his side. And Teknolink has gone straight into Skull Woods. Pendant Skull Woods, by the way. Green Pendant Skull Woods. with no weapon other than bombs. Oof, and he takes a death, which is really easy from Gibdos with 4 hearts and green mail. While Sir Link is putting off the Dark World and checking out Mini Moldorm Cave. And he is using B strats in here. Not something you see every day, but pretty swag. Oh, and Teknolink is kind of stuck there between the Gibdos and the Wallmaster. Okay, he seems to have gotten that. Now, what did he go back all this way for? The hammer! So unless there's something on Lumberjack, Aga is out of the picture. And Sir Link finds our first sword in Ice Rod Cave. That'll make things a little bit easier for him when he goes to get his hammer. Meanwhile, Teknolink having the hammer, as long as you don't mind the small hitbox, it does do tempered sword damage. And Sir Link drops into the back of Escape to find his lamp. What's Teknolink? Oh, he's farming rupees. Right, he needs to buy his Moon Pearl from Bottle Vendor. That's probably why Sir Link did Houlihan early, because he saw that there weren't any good rupee pickups otherwise, and he was going to need 100 for that Moon Pearl. No, but... Oh, I guess Teknolink did buy the Moon Pearl, it's just not on his tracker because, right, he didn't change form in the Dark World. So maybe he's looking to play Shovel Game then? That requires 70 rupees. And Sir Link has picked up a bow, and that plus lamp makes Eastern fully in logic. Not that the runners necessarily care about logic, but expect him to grab his first crystal in Eastern here. Okay, Teknolink was grabbing rupees for the shovel game. The spoiler log actually tells you how many digs you'll need to get the shovel game reward, which was the hook shot here. And looks like Teknolink's going for his lamp now. SirLinkalot, meanwhile, has found his Master Sword in Eastern. So definitely nice to get 2 swords in the first 10 minutes. I still have a number of items left to find, though. We still have 2 rods, Cane of Samaria, Quake Medallion, Flute, Flippers. So it's not like they're in 10-minute go mode, even in a spoiler release. And Teknolink, I guess, is going for Hype Cave here. Only, yeah, you might want to pick up a sword at some point. It's kind of hard to do those dashes without a sword. Okay, now he's got money. And there's another sword, so we now know where 3 swords are. So the runners should definitely have tempered by the time they get to any of the harder dungeons. And SirLink is on to Armos Knights, our first boss of the game. Doesn't quite get the quick kill setup, but that's a quick enough kill. And first crystal at 11.5 minutes. Meanwhile, Teknolink picking up his bow here. And I'm guessing he'll go over to Ice Rod Cave to get a Master Sword. SirLink doing his Sank start. I wonder if he's now going to take that Dark World portal and get his hammer. Ooh, Bonk Crocs. Haven't seen that yet. The cape. Now that's interesting. I mean, it's a nice safety to have, and it wasn't too far out of the way, but is there something on Bumper Ledge? So it does look like SirLink is now going to go to Skull Woods, get his hammer, while Teknolink is going to the Eastern Palace area. So the runners are basically switching places here. Wouldn't surprise me if after this, SirLink goes down to Hype Cave and gets his Tempered Sword. After getting the hookshot, of course, from Dig Game. So to answer chat, I had to look this up, but the brackets are best of 3, and it's the top 8 players. So Kyong, who finished a perfect 7-0 and is our reigning champion, of course, will be in there. And we have, I want to say, 3 players who finished 6-1, and so then of the players who finished 5-2, 4 of them will also make brackets. And we use a Buckholt scoring system for the tiebreaker there. Ooh, SirLink got his 3rd bottle. You do not usually see that many safeties in a spoiler match. I mean, he's at 8 hearts and 3 bottles, though still on green mail, but yeah, that's a lot of safeties. Anyway, the Buckholt system uses as a tiebreaker how well your opponents did. So if you overall played harder opponents, you have a better chance of advancing. And later this afternoon, we'll have a really important match in that regard because it's 2 4-2 players going against each other. Zelda Desan versus Christos Owen. And so not only does it influence which of them might advance, but because of the tiebreaker system, it has implications for a number of other players as to what other 5-2 runners would have tiebreakers in their favor. So Teknolink about to go on to his first boss. SirLink already in the Thieves Town attic. The thing about Thieves Town is there's not that much time to be saved in a spoiler log race. The big savings is really that you know where the big key is, so you can go right for that chest in the front and don't have to open all 4 front chests. But in the back, yeah, he didn't open that attic chest. That saves, 3 seconds. If there's nothing useful in Blind's chest, he won't have to open that, and that'll save another 3 seconds, but it's not a huge difference. And Teknolink picks up his first crystal just before the 17-minute mark. And SirLinkalot has completed his first row of hearts after just about 17 minutes. Oh, and Teknolink also picking up that cave, so there's probably something on Bumper Ledge, because Teknolink hasn't been grabbing too many safeties, so if SirLink had only grabbed it as a safety, Teknolink probably wouldn't have bothered. And Teknolink will be our first runner up Death Mountain today. With gloves, hammer, mirror, hookshot, he has access to basically everything up here. I should say with mitts, not just gloves. SirLink let the blind fight get a little bit off script, but still only took 1 heart damage, and that is his second crystal. And yeah, regarding brackets, I would expect later tonight the tournament admins will announce who has made brackets, and then those runners can start scheduling their bracket matches as soon as tomorrow. And we've found the King of Samaria sitting right there on Spectacle Rock in plain sight. So probably going to do Tower of Hera now, yep. Have the hook shot, so can do a Hera pot. Speaking of which, SirLink just picked up his. Though with a conveniently placed big key, might not even need to bother with the Hera pot. I'm assuming Teknolink took that Death Warp rather than mirroring just so he could get a bit of a heart refill. Oh, he's Hera-potting anyway, despite the big key, which makes me wonder if there's something in the big key chest. I mean, the big chest. And meanwhile, SirLink is going to be joining him up here. Yep, Teknolink is dropping down. He didn't climb the tower the vanilla way, but he's dropping into the big chest the vanilla way. Oh, that is horrible item layout. So there's something in the coffee break room that we need. There's Sir Link's cane. So Teknolink went to the trouble of getting that key, but he didn't take his coffee break. I'm gonna look and see what the heck is in there, if it was a mistake on his part. I see. Interesting. Yeah, I'm puzzled why Teknolink did not get the item out of Hera Basement after going to the trouble of getting the small key. And there we have a blue mail, which turns Teknolink green. Oh, and we're going for the floating island here. So SirLink taking advantage of, if you climb the tower the vanilla way and have the boots and the hook shot, it's really easy to open the big chest. And that is the flippers, which we absolutely need since Swamp Palace is a crystal. And we're entering Paradox Cave from the top. This is not something you see very often. Usually because, you know, in a blind run, and there's the fire rod. In a blind run, you don't know if there's something useful in Spiral Cave, so you go down through Spiral Cave, check that item, and come back up through Paradox Cave. But in a spoiler log, if you know there's nothing you need in Spiral Cave, you just skip it and enter Paradox Cave from the top. So Teknolink was about to save and quit. Now he's bombing his way out. Ooh, didn't make that. And now he's saving and quitting. I was thinking maybe he realized that he does need that item out of Hera Basement, which SirLink is about to show us. What will it be? It is the Quake Medallion, which we know we need for both Medallion Lock dungeons, so yeah, that's why I'm puzzled Teknolink didn't just go for it while he was up there, and SirLinkalot, as he now follows Teknolink's route and goes to the Dark World to get the flippers, he will also be able to open Turtle Rock while he's there. I don't know if he'll want to go inside, probably not unless there's immediate progression, because we don't have the Ice Rod, so we can't finish it. But Teknolink, with his full Swamp Palace care package, is going to be doing that now, which makes total sense. Not even bothering with that full heart container next to the dam. Yeah, chat pointing out that Since Quake is also needed for Misery Mire, Teknolink's gonna have to make another climb of Death Mountain just to get the Quake so that he can open Misery Mire, as opposed to SirLink, who probably will only need to make a single remaining climb to go up and do both Turtle Rock and GT at the end. Now, Teknolink's already in the back of Swamp, and it looks like he's going to set up Diver Down. And SirLink is also entering Paradox Cave from the top. Nice getting Diver Down on the first try. Doesn't even want to spend the couple of seconds to open those chests. So yeah, I would definitely give SirLinkalot the edge at this point. Especially since he's gotten his Quake, and he's also completed Thieves Town, though Teknolink is about to complete Swamp, and they'll be even on the Crystal count again. SirLink's gonna grab his Tempered out of Hype Cave and then probably go into Swamp himself. Yeah, and I thought I just saw the flute briefly as Teknolink picked it up. Confirmed in the spoiler log to make sure I wasn't going crazy. Yes, the flute was sitting there on Argus. Yeah, apologies again about the background music deal. This was a last-minute restream, so the runners weren't warned to keep their setup environments in a restream-compatible setting. So Teknolink's using an MSU, SirLinkalot has his microphone on. So unfortunately, we can't use either of their audios. And again, regarding chat and discussion of how long they have the runs, yeah, sometimes you'll even see mid-run, a runner will just take a pause, and that means they're probably checking back at the spoiler log to confirm something, try to figure out where they need to go next. Teknolink trying to get the setup for Icebreaker here. There we go. While SirLinkalot is 2 rooms before... No, not 2 rooms before Argus. He actually went the vanilla route through there with pulling the statue. Diver down mostly just saves the time it takes to pull the statue. Because even though you have to watch the water drain, if you pull the statue, diver down, also takes several seconds to set up. And you have to come in from the bottom. So SirLinkalot's on Argus, about to get his 4th crystal and the flute. The ice rod in Ice Tea Room. Aren't we glad this is a spoiler race, because that's the sort of thing that drives runners crazy in a regular race. So that also makes Turtle Rock completable. And we in fact see that SirLinkalot is also going over to Ice Palace, and that will be his go mode. I mean, technically the runners were in go mode as soon as they saw the spoiler log, but in terms of actually collecting the required items to beat Ganon, SirLink will be in go mode when he grabs that ice rod. So Teknolink takes down Cold Stare pretty quickly with that Fire Rod and Half Magic. Crystal number 4 for him. So he'll probably go to the Kakariko area so that he can both activate his flute and do thieves. SirLink is also heading to do Icebreaker. Didn't quite get the block in the right place. Or rather, the block's in the right place, but he's not in the right place. There we go. And unfortunately, we will not be able to hear Teknolink play the Song of His People today. But you can put an 07 in chat if you want. So yeah, he's going to the portal. He's going to do thieves here. Though I think SirLink will be out of ice before Teknolink finishes thieves, so he'll still have a bit of a lead, and that's besides the fact that Teknolink's going to need to go back up Death Mountain to get that Quake Medallion. So here's Sir Link jumping into Cold Stare. Again, half magic, so he'll have plenty of Fire Rod power. Nicely boxes the Puffs into a corner, too. Very nicely done there. Yeah, I think all medallions are equally likely in Randomizer. I don't know if anyone's actually done a Monte Carlo on that, though I know people who do Monte Carlos, and I could ask if they've done an analysis. So Sir Link now activating his flute, and he will go straight to the mire area, I'm sure. And we get our first trip into mire at the 38-minute mark. And Teknolink, now that he's in Thieves Town, has started to collect more safeties. He's at almost as many hearts as SirLinkalot, and he grabbed that blue goo that was in the front. Okay, Teknolink getting a little bit off script here. Let's... Ooh, he's in a bit of trouble. But he has that cape. As he goes down to one heart, he gets blind. Now, spoiler log sure nice, because the runners know where the big key is. Hey, it was a Godmire after all. Just pick up the small key in the spike room, and we'll be on our way to the basement. So Teknolink, as we've discussed, has to climb Death Mountain now to get the Quake Medallion out of Hera Basement, which is unfortunate because he can do Turtle Rock while he's up here, but then he still has to go down and do Mire, or he can go down and do Mire now, and then he'll have to come back up and do Turtle Rock right before GT. Meanwhile, SirLinkalot is about 2 rooms away from Vitreous. Has the cape and tempered, so I'm imagining we'll be seeing a lot of cape dashing or cape slashing or cape spins. And he's going for the dashing strats. Nice and fast. Pull out some arrows, get the big ball. Teknolink finishes his coffee break. That is his go mode, but he is now a full crystal behind. Looks like he's going to do Turtle Rock while he's up here, though, and then go down and do Mire. So we might even have a bit of a high five in Turtle Rock at some point, because SirLinkalot is on his way up. Oh, no, Teknolink decided that he was going to do Mire after all. Unfortunately, that's a little bit more of a time sink because he didn't need to spend that time going over to East Death Mountain in that case. Yeah, now the thing about, even though both of these runners are mathematically eliminated, one, there's just the pride matter of, you know, one of them gets to at least say that he finished with a winning record. And two, because for tiebreakers, we use the record of your opponents. If either of these runners have played an opponent who is on the cusp for making playoffs, which one of them wins could make a difference there. SirLink realizing that, oh yeah, that magic refill is probably a good thing to get. Teknolink is now making his way to Mire Basement. But he will have to do that third Death Mountain climb once he gets out of here before he can get into Turtle Rock. Very nice navigation of the Chain Chomp's room by SirLink without taking any damage. Okay, we already have the big key, so no need to go to Lava Chest. I mean, I guess if silvers were in Lava Chest, you might do it, but other than that, not really. So Teknolink deciding to do the spin strats with Cape rather than the dash strats. I'm not actually sure which one's faster. I'm thinking the dash strats were because I think the big eyeball got 2 shots off on Teknolink's and only 1 shot off on SirLink's. And answering chat, the brackets are 3 weeks. It's 8 runners, and it's a single elimination bracket, even though each round is a best of 3, so Each week, the remaining runners will play 2 or 3 matches each, and then, you know, next week is the quarterfinals, the following week's the semifinals, and then we have the finals. Really feels like this tournament just flew by, probably because the matches are so quick. What is SirLink going for here? Arrows, interesting. Well, he was kind of low, and he is going to need to make sure he can get through those mimic rooms going up GT, or if the big key is way in the back of the basement, he might need arrows for Armos Knights. So Teknolink is entering Turtle Rock right as SirLinkalot is entering Trinex. So, with this about to be the 7th crystal, we have a variation on the game we usually like to play. The runners know where the Ganon's Tower big key is, so if you want to guess an exact location for the big key rather than a number, do go ahead and we'll see if anyone in chat gets it. And there's the Butter Sword on Trinex. So bosses have been a bit loaded today. We got the Flute from Argus and the Butter Sword from Trinex. So SirLink opens up GT, while Teknolink has finished off the firelocked side of Turtle Rock. We are in GT, we are going left. And hey, what do you know? The big key was sitting right there on the torch. Congratulations, Hempuli, for guessing correctly. Ooh, and Teknolink takes a death just after he gets the chest open, fortunately, but he does not have a fairy. So we're already upstairs, barring something out of the ordinary. This should be an easy sub-hour for SirLink. Now, for what it's worth, I think SirLinkalot's routing was a little bit more efficient overall, so even if Teknolink had grabbed that Quake Medallion when he first did Tower of Hera, I would expect SirLinkalot to have, you know, maybe a minute or two lead right now. Instead, we're looking more like a 5-minute difference. And SirLinkalot is out of the gauntlet here. SirLink's having a bit of trouble with landmos here. Eventually takes to just smacking them with the butter sword. It doesn't quite get that Cane of Samaria triple hit either. Okay, he gets that clean single cycle kill on the Wizrobes. And Teknolink makes his way into Trinex. So at least both runners should be in Ganon's Tower at the same time, which is, you know, nice. It's not gonna be a blowout by any means. Teknolink remembers just in time to switch over to the Fire Rod before the head starts exploding, because you can't menu while a head's exploding. And wow, you don't see a key in that chest very often. It's vanilla, but you don't see a key there very often. Okay, SirLinkalot is past Moldorm 2. Teknolink making his way over to GT. What is Teknolink grabbing now? Ah, that's his arrow resupply. Same issue as SirLinkalot, that he didn't go down Laser Bridge to get the arrows there, needed them from somewhere. While SirLinkalot is practicing his agonometry lessons. And since chat's discussing the silver arrow location, once Ganon gives the silver arrows hint, I'll tell you where they were. And for what it's worth, the only other safety we haven't seen besides silver arrows, well, I guess there's a fourth bottle somewhere, but the red male was hiding in Aegina's cave, which neither of the runners really wanted to take a detour to, which is understandable, because, you know, once you get blue male, there's less incremental value in getting red. So SirLinkalot already on to phase 3, easy enough with the butter sword. We are about to see the hint at his next hit. And yes, they were in pod. Specifically, they were in Harmless Hellway. So, Ilpala, you were very close. And meanwhile, SirLinkalot will be doing 12 spin attacks here. Should easily be sub-hour. Down goes Ganon. Get your GGs in chat. Teknolink makes his way up the gauntlet. And SirLinkalot finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour and 12 minutes exactly. Subtract the 15 minutes study time, and that is 57 minutes exactly. So GG's, and let's see if we can get him in here. Okay, we got him in the waiting room. Hey, we've got SirLinkalot in here. GG.
Thank you. I didn't realize we were being restreamed. I looked like 30 minutes before the race, and I didn't think I saw a restream, so...
You wouldn't have seen it 30 minutes before the race. It was a total last-minute thing, and especially last-minute considering you guys started early.
Yeah, we were just... That's why I was just like, I didn't see the restream. I was like, okay, we were both ready. Like, let's just go ahead and start. And that's why I was just like, it's like, I'm not going to do it like a race. So I'm just going to have my chat up since it's spoiler and do everything like that. And...
Yeah, no problem. I mean, you know, it was a last-minute decision, but, you know, it was nice to be able to restream you guys. It was a good race. What did you think of the seed itself?
I didn't really feel like this seed was that terrible. Especially compared to, like, my seed, I believe it was last week. Last week's seed was garbage, but this one seemed really... there was a lot of safeties that weren't really out of the way. I was sitting at 11 hearts on a spoiler race with Blue Mail, and it's just like, yeah, I'm probably not going to die to anything at this point.
Yeah, you were like at 10 hearts at like 10 minutes in or something crazy like that.
Yeah, there were a lot of, like, the only heart container, and I didn't realize I had so many, like, pieces of heart and heart containers that were, like, better on the way. If I would have actually looked at that a little bit more, I would have probably just skipped Uncle and saved that time, because, like, as soon as I hit, like, 9 or 10 hearts, I'm just like, wow, I've still got, like, 2 heart containers that were right on the way. I'm just like, I didn't need to check Uncle at all. Green potion was there for safety in case I needed it, but...
Oh, by the way, heads up play on your part seeing that the pre-Moldorm chest was vanilla because Teknolink by force of habit beat the mini Helmas to get the extra key. And I noticed when you went there, you skipped the mini Helmas and opened the chest instead.
I was going to, and I was just like, I already mapped the key, so I knew it was there, but I was like, I'll kill the Helmasaurs just because the key, it's the earliest key, and if I get a good, I guess, movement on the Helmasaurs, it's pretty much the same time anyways. But then I didn't, and the one that died was the one that had a bomb drop, so I was like, I'll just grab the chest instead.
But yeah, I was just surprised because when do you ever see that chest vanilla?
Yeah, not too often.
But yeah, I guess, yeah, overall your routing was a bit more efficient. You went for swords before you went for the hammer. I think that helped because Teknolink decided to get the hammer as quickly as possible, but then all he had for a weapon trying to get to that chest were bombs, and so that made things a bit more difficult for him.
Yeah, I mean, I was tempted to skip out of the Sworded Ice Rod Cave because I saw I was going to have Tempered Sword after Trinex, but I figured the time is going to take me since it's such an early sword. It's going to save me time on Argus fight. It'll probably save me time on the Trinex fight because I'll be on Tempered. So I was like, I'll probably save that amount of time, especially since I had boots to get over there quickly.
Yeah, I'd say it definitely worked out for you. Teknolink, by the way, just took down Aga 2, so he will be heading over to Ganon now. Of course, neither of you went into pod to get those silvers, totally understandably.
If it would have been like early in pod, like the shooter room, I might have routed it differently and not went to Eastern so early, since the only thing in Eastern really was that sword. And I didn't need anything from Sahasrah's closet, because then I probably would have just went to pod, or acted like I was going to pod to do a mirror to do Eastern Palace with it, but just grab the silvers in the front. But yeah, with them being all the way in the back of Harmless Hellway, I'm just like, I'm not going to waste time for silvers. It's not going to save me any time.
Yeah, totally makes sense. What did you think about that Dark World package in Kakariko, though? You don't see that too often.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been a while since I've seen such a stacked Kakariko, not to mention the wells, just like here, have both gloves, powder, and a mirror. That was... I don't think I've ever seen a well that stacked before.
Yeah, and the other, heads-up play I wanted to comment on was that you did Houlihan right off the bat.
Yeah, I saw that we needed the Moon Pearl. Moon Pearl was on Bottle Merchant, and then I didn't see many rupees in Kakariko, and I didn't see any available bombs anywhere. So I'm like, I need money for Bottle Merchant and that, and there's not enough in Kakariko. And I was gonna do Uncle anyway, so I was like, well, I'll just start at Sanctuary, do that, and then go grab Uncle, and then go to Kakariko and get everything there, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, and then it worked to your advantage too, getting the hook shot from Dig Game because of the lack of rupees, Teknolink farmed up enough to get the Moon Pearl, but then when he was going to Dig Game, he had to then farm additional rupees.
I think that's one of the reasons of why I might have decided to do Eastern Palace the way I did, is because the 300 rupees were in Sashula's closet. And I'm just like, I know I have to do Digging Game, and I think I still had enough rupees, but I'll have rupees for safety in case something silly happens. Plus, I knew the heart container was a chest game, so it's like they're right there, and it's like Eastern Palace is going to give me a Master Sword as well, so there's really no other time I'm going to be able to get there, and the only other best time would have been after Swamp Palace. After getting the flute, but with boots, I mean, probably a little bit of a loss of time, but
yeah, worked out pretty well. And I guess the only other thing to comment on was that crazy location for Quake Medallion.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just like, saw the big key. I was like, okay, cool. I can do Harapot, which for whatever reason, it looked like I was lined up good the last time, and for whatever reason, I wasn't. So that's why I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do it the normal way. I don't want to sit here and waste too much time on this. And so yeah, no, it's like, oh cool, I need the big key to go up to get the key, so I can go to the basement just to grab Quake anyways. So that's wonderful.
And GG's, by the way, to Teknolink, who has just finished in second place here with an official SRL time of 1:19:02, which makes it 1:04:02. So almost exactly 7 minutes apart at the end of the day. So we'll try to get him in here as well. But yeah, no, it just made for kind of funny Hera routing that you both went for the big chest, and I hadn't had a chance to check the spoil log for Hera yet, and I was like, what are they getting out of the big chest? The small key. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I guess that was my concern, because usually I'll have my opponents stream up to see where they are compared to me, but I don't look at it until I'm basically in dungeon go mode, where if there's any critical items I still need to finish the seed, it's in a dungeon. And when I did that, it's just like he was in swamp well ahead of me. I'm just like, oh, he's actually got a decent amount of time on me. And then I saw his pause menu come up and he was missing a crystal. I'm just like, okay, what crystal did he... I was looking at his equipment. It's like, okay, he's got a sword, so he had to have done Eastern. I'm like, okay, so maybe he did Thieves Town and took a death in Thieves Town potentially. It's like, okay, that'll save me time. But then when he actually went into Thieves Town, I saw that he hadn't even touched it yet. So I was like, oh, okay, he's got to do all of Thieves Town, and I didn't even see he didn't have Quake at the time either.
Yeah, that was the biggest time differential, that for some reason he got the small key out of the big chest, beat Moldorm, and then just left Hera, didn't go back in for Quake, so he actually had to make an extra Death Mountain climb. But other than that, it was just, you guys did the dungeons in slightly different order, because there's nothing essential in Thieves. Certainly that bottle of blue goo was a nice safety, but I don't remember there being...
Blue goo, and there were 2 heart containers in there as well.
Oh yeah, right, because you were going through with a lot more heart containers than him for a while, because he then did get those 2 while he was going through Thieves as well.
Yeah, I just figured after grabbing the hammer that, that's the only other time I'm going to come back for Thieves Town was after, coming to activate the fluid, but I'm like, I'm right here. It gives me 2 heart containers and a blue goo if something bad happens anywhere else. So, and I already have a cape, so it's like I'm not worried about blind whatsoever right now.
Yeah, and even so, you generally stuck to the script. I think you took like 1 heart of damage against blind anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't like the normal script because I do it. I guess I need to practice more on the script to actually get it, but it's like I guess I have a way that I do it that usually works pretty well. Well, I'll take at most 1 or 2 hits maybe.
Yeah, it was mostly script through the second phase, and then the third phase, you kind of did your own thing. But again, if you're only taking 1 hit on it, it doesn't really matter whether you're on script or not. Obviously, 4 and 3, good record, not good enough for the playoffs, so this is it for you in the tournament. What did you think of the whole tournament here?
Really enjoyed it. I know the first one, the one last year, I didn't even participate in because I didn't think my execution was even close enough to even trying it at the time. And even now, my goal was to make 4 and 3. And week 5 and 6, I just had critical execution errors, sadly. But no, I've had a lot of fun, and I can't wait for next year's and see what happens then.
Cool, yeah, and obviously, 4 and 3 puts you in the top half of the runners in the tournament, so it's a good place to finish.
Yep.
I don't see any word from Teknolink. I don't know if he's gonna join us. Because if not, we can probably start wrapping unless you have any other thoughts, SirLink.
No, he didn't even realize there was a restream either, so I'm actually messaging him in IRC to see if he wants to come in quickly.
Okay, got it, cool. Yeah, as I say, this was all figured, looks like a good matchup. Might as well see about getting it restreamed. We have Teknolink here, GG.
Hello, GG.
GG.
So I guess I have to ask you, what was your thought process in Tower of Terror? You were all prepared, you got the small key, and then you didn't go back in for Quake.
So when you have everything planned out and you think you've already done it, and you just go and continue.
Oh, that was it, I see.
And then I was like, no! And then I wanted to go back from Paradox Cave, and I screwed up my bomb jump, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking that because I saw you almost saving Quid out of Paradox, and then you set up the bomb jump, and I was thinking, oh, he realized he forgot Quake, he's trying to go back for it, and then you missed the bomb jump, and yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I'll pick it up on the way back. And I was considering doing it during Turtle Rock, and then I realized, oh wait, I also need it for Meyer. So I went back up to Hera, was going to Turtle Rock, and I was like, I need to climb this anyhow, I'll go to Meyer first, and then go back up.
Yeah, if it hadn't also been the Meyer medallion, you wouldn't have really cost yourself much because you would have had to make 2 Death Mountain climbs anyway, but that was the big issue. With it being Meyer, it made an extra Death Mountain climb.
Yep, and well, that puts me behind a lot, and once you know you're behind by that much, like, going back up the mountain costs so much time. You need to do the mirror. You need to get back into Dark Worlds. You need to climb up. You need to get into the basement. Well, you don't really lose that time, but it's still frustrating. But it happens. It happens. It's like I've had a race where my opponent didn't know, or rather forgot, that you need Titan's bits to get into King's Tomb if you don't have the mirror. And
yeah, that's useful to know.
well, they knew, but they forgot at that point. And it's like usually when you go in, I already have the bits. That's the beauty of spoiler lock. You only have like 15 minutes to carve out a route, and in this case, it was a relatively easy route to carve out. To be fair, like everything was in Kakariko. I would love to have a seed like this. Like, give me all the gloves in Kakariko and let's go.
Yeah, the swords took a little bit more hunting, but even so, 2 of them were Sphere 1, and Hype Cave isn't a bad place for the 3rd.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. You got an armor. I was considering going to a Gina, but I felt behind, so I was like, I'm not going to die anywhere. And then you die into the rock. But fortunately, that was at the Bauhaus and not at anything else. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, you had just opened the chest, because it would have been a lot more painful if you had died right before opening the chest and had to trigger it again.
Yep. But that's random for you, and I feel like I'm getting closer to my opponents rather than the first few weeks of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, salvaging 3 and 4 after an 0-3 start is a pretty good way to finish the tournament.
Yeah, and I have to, of course, give some credits to Walter for that, for giving me a few tips and tricks as I'm also competing in a different tournament. Walter has been a big help there.
Oh, cool. Well, that was nice that he was able to, give you some pointers that were useful.
Exactly. And well, that's about it. Congratulations, SirLinkalot, on your 4-3.
Thank you.
Yeah, and please do give both of our runners a follow. This is it for the tournament for both of them, but there are many more tournaments coming up, that's for sure. Probably only, at this rate, a couple of months before we start qualifiers for the main tournament, and I know you guys usually both participate in that. And also thanks to our tracker, Adalor, who, especially with so much stuff appearing so early in this seed, it was a lot to keep on top of very quickly. So thanks again for, getting all those buttons lit up in rapid succession. And any final words from either of our runners here?
I'm incredibly hungry, and I'm going to get something to eat.
Sounds like a good plan. I'll probably do the same after this. And yeah, for remaining races in this tournament, you definitely want to check out Christos Owen versus Zelda Desan at 4:15. They are both 4-2, so the loser will be eliminated. The winner has a good chance at brackets, and because of tiebreaker rules, the outcome can also affect several other runners' chances at brackets. And that's going to be on the main SpeedGaming channel, so check that out at 4:15 Eastern. I just want to... We have another race. Yeah, that's all. At 7:15 tonight. It doesn't have a channel yet, but SailorNep versus Oace28. They are both 4-2 as well, so check out the SpeedGaming schedule. Hang on, I don't actually see Oace28 on the standings. I thought they were 4-2. Oh yeah, found them. Yes, so that is another 4-2 race. But check out speedgaming.org/schedule to see if that gets a restream. And stay tuned for the playoffs for the Link to the Past Randomizer Spoiler Log tournament, which could be starting as early as tomorrow, depending on when the runners get their game scheduled. And thanks again, everyone, for watching. Have a good Sunday.